Every year, early in October, sports car racers and enthusiasts from all over North America make a pilgrimage to Road Atlanta for the Sports Car Club of America's Valvoline Runoffs. National championship honors are on the line, and more than 550 drivers have earned the right to race for the gold in 22 classes. For 1 week, 1,000 acres of quiet North Georgia hill country is transformed into a bustling city of over 8,000. Campers and transporters roll in, tents pop up, parties and reunions, vendors and entertainment merge into a colorful sea of activity. But beneath the festive atmosphere lies a focused sense of purpose. The spectators have gathered for the most exciting amateur racing event in the world. The drivers, their crews and families are here to race, to win, to determine the national champions. The battleground is Road Atlanta's 2.52-mile road course with 12 turns. Turn 1 sweeps uphill under the footbridge, a good passing place and always the focus of attention on the first lap. Turns 3 through 5 are the serpentine S's, weaving left, right, downhill and uphill. There is very little passing here, but it's an easy place to lose time. Turns 6 and 7 make a horseshoe. They are the slowest corners, but are still very important as they lead into the 5,000-foot back straight. The straight is accented by a hill, 3 broad turns, a dip, and ends in action-packed turn 11, a fast blind turn which snakes under the bridge then drops away to a steep downhill. Turn 11 is the most exciting on the course, where races can be won and lost. Turn 12 levels out into the start-finish straight for the next lap or the checkered flag. A week of practice and qualifying precedes the 3 days of championship racing. A week of tense days and long nights, practice and preparation, tweaking and tearing down, and growing anticipation. This year, qualifying was even more challenging as tropical storms from the south brought lingering rains which limited quality track time and affected starting positions. Friday morning, as race time approached, the rain clouds dispersed and the sun shone on a damp track. It's race time.
Showroom Stock B for the last several years has been dominated by the large but fast Peugeot 505 turbos. But this year they had some competition. Ken Payson, number 4, put his Peugeot on the pole. Beside him was the Plymouth Colt of Gerald Alamo, number 88. The 31 car field did not get the green flag after the pace lap, but got the green the second time around. Payson took the point with Alamo on his tail. Soon, the lead pack pulled away from the field. Payson was out front, but Alamo shadowed his every move, finally taking the lead on lap number 3. Dave Headley, number 59, put his Olds Calais past Dave Helmick, number 33, for third on lap 6. Alamo won the $1,000 halfway bonus as Headley took second from Payson. At the end of the back straight, Headley took the lead. As Headley pulled the lead, the 3rd and 4th place Peugeots reeled in Alamo. The battle for the silver medal raged as both Helmick and Payson passed Alamo. At the checkered flag, Dave Headley of Eaton Rapids, Michigan was the national champion, breaking the Peugeot domination. Helmick closed for second, and Payson finished third. Experience and consistency, 2 themes that show up in deciding the H Production National Championship. The front row on the grid had over 40 years of racing and 6 national championships combined. Ken Ferguson, number 3, sat on the pole, with Randy Canfield, number 41, on the outside. When the 20-car field of sprites and midgets took the green flag, Ferguson led the field up the hill with Canfield right behind. Canfield took the lead at the bridge, while Craig Chima, number 9, watched from third. Running fifth, Ray Stone, number 54, spun into the tires but continued. The field began to string out, and several battles developed mid-pack. While challenging Ferguson for second, Chima ended his day in the tires at turn 7. Ferguson moved by Canfield for the top spot. 7 starter Ray Yergler, number 87, quickly took over third. Canfield spun out from under the Nissan bridge but recovered to let only Yergler through. Ferguson led at the halfway point and collected $1,000. Yergler's engine went sour on lap 13, leaving Ferguson over 10 seconds ahead of Canfield in second place. A lap later, Ferguson over-revved and damaged his engine, allowing Canfield and the pack to catch him. Even after taking the checkered flag, Randy Canfield didn't even realize that he had won his 5th national championship after spinning, going off course, and losing his brakes.
Did I win? Yes! Oh, you won! You won!
Tony Drum, number 16, finished second, and John Stamps, number 13, was third. The third race of the runoffs was Showroom Stock C. Japanese manufacturers have the lock on this class, as 21 Toyotas, 10 Hondas, and a Suzuki raced for the title. On the pole was Peter Tonelli, number 17, in a Toyota MR2. Alongside him sat defending champion Michael Galati, number 9, in a Honda Civic Si. At the start, the field went 4 and 5 wide, using all of the track and then some. Tonelli led Galati and Jeff Wendell, number 3. Galati got past Tonelli for the lead as the front pack began to form. Tonelli stuck by Galati at the bridge.
We have a 4-car war going on for first place right now.
Only to be overtaken by him on the next lap.
Galati on the inside. Galati on the inside.
Galati collected $1,000 for leading at the halfway point. After pressuring Wendell for many laps, Tom Carter, number 98, took third. The running was tight, but the positions held. On the 17th lap, the battle for 6th went into the tires for Pete Peterson, number 86, and Corey Marcos, number 43. Entering turn 11 for the last time, Tonelli hung it out, but to no avail as Michael Galati of Olmsted Township, Ohio, won his 2nd straight Showroom Stock C National Championship. Tonelli was 2nd and Carter 3rd. As the GT4 cars entered the arena to contest their championship, heavy overcast shadowed the course, but the rain stayed away. Defending champion Don Erb Jr., number 31, was hoping to win his 2nd national championship and the 3rd for his Honda CRX. Next to him sat Eric Van Cleef, number 48, who moments before had finished 4th in Showroom Stock C. At the flag, Erb and Van Cleef pull away to do battle with Richard Grant, number 10, and 3rd. On lap 2, Erb and Van Cleef head for the bridge together, but Erb held the spot. Van Cleef took the lead in turn 2 as Grant reels in the dogfighting duo. Entering turn 1 on the next lap, Erb touched Van Cleef and launched into the tires. Erb's Honda rolled on impact, but the driver was uninjured. Carrying heavy damage, Van Cleef spun in the S's. Grant took the lead under full course yellow as workers cleaned up turn 1. Van Cleef pitted after being given the meatball flag for dragging parts. Grant won the halfway bonus, and the pack started racing once again. David Windle, number 56, pressured Grant for the lead. Meanwhile, Van Cleef had re-entered the race and was moving up quickly. As Grant and Windle pulled away from John Lawrence, number 97, Van Cleef set the fastest lap of the race in catching the leaders. 1 lap to go, and Van Cleef was on Windle's bumper. Van Cleef took second in turn 1 and set his sights on first. Under the bridge for the last time, Van Cleef pulled even but spun, losing second place and his rear window. Richard Grant of Memphis, Tennessee won his first national championship with Windle in second and Van Cleef, a valiant, battle-scarred third. Showroom Stock A had the greatest variety of cars of the showroom races. Although the Mitsubishi Starion is most popular, Dodge, Mazda, BMW, Shelby, Nissan, Toyota, Peugeot, and Saab were also represented. Scott Grissom, number 7, had his Starion on the pole next to the Starion of Dave Lapham, number 60. When the 29-car field got the go, Grissom took the lead in front of Lapham. Segundo Quinones, number 74, passed Lapham to take second. Heading for the bridge, Lapham made an outside move and took second. As Lapham challenged Grissom for the lead, Albert Mirko, number 19, took third. Lapham took the lead while defending champion Bob Allison, number 39, and Cal Scavenus, number 70, tangled in a battle for fifth. Lapham won the halfway $1,000 bonus with Grissom in his shadow and Wiley Timbrook, number 2, watching from third. On the last lap, on the back straight, Grissom pulled alongside Lapham and Timbrook tucked in behind. Entering turn number 11, Timbrook found his opening and took the lead. Wiley Timbrook of Golden, Colorado led only 2 turns to win his first national championship. Lapham finished second and Grissom was third. The first open-wheel championship of the weekend was Formula V, a class that has enjoyed a resurgence in recent years. Stephen Davis, number 80, had the pole driving a racer's wedge. Next to him on the front row was Skip Streets, number 51, in a Caracal. The eager 39-car field was denied the green the first time around, but went racing on the second attempt. In turn 1, third starter Don Pepperdine, number 13, was knocked sideways, causing a chain reaction accident. When the dust cleared, 7 cars were out of the race. The field circled the course under yellow as the wreckage was cleared. Davis led the single file field to the green.
And then 74.
At the restart, Davis and Streets took the top spots. Mark Edwards, number 74, and Roger Siebenmeller, number 91, came together and spun. George Fizell, number 33, had a heated battle for second, trading the position with Streets. The racing up front fit the classic Formula V scenario as defending champion Bill Noble, number 00, joined the four-way battle for first. Fizell led on lap number 9. But Davis retook the top spot in turn 1. The front positions changed hands constantly. Streets held the lead briefly, but Davis took it back.
With Street right by him.
On the last lap, they went 4 wide down the back straight. Noble found a hole inside and took it. Davis touched Fizell, sending him into the tires. At the flag, Bill Noble of Manhattan, Kansas, had won his second national championship in a row. Streets crossed in second with Davis third. The GT5 is the class of SCCA's smallest sedans, but it is still tight racing. A rule change added 100 pounds to the tiny Mini Coopers in order to even the competition. Last year's runner-up, Jeff Worth, number 46, took the pole driving a Nissan 210. On the outside of the front row sat defending D-Sports racing champion Travis Duder, trying his hand at GT5 in last year's winning Mini. At the green flag, Worth led Duder and the field up the hill. Soon, Duder dropped back to fourth, and third starter Jeff Clinton, number 77, took over second. Duder regained third, but Worth and Clinton were several seconds ahead. Worth collected the $1,000 bonus money at the halfway point. Clinton held second close behind Worth, closing the gap slightly when lapping traffic. Duder steadily pursued in third. Clinton was hoping for a mistake by Worth and got it on the last lap when Worth got loose in the S's and Clinton slipped by. At the checkered flag, Jeff Clinton of St. Louis, Missouri won his first national championship. Worth was second with Duder third. The final race of day 1 of the runoffs was G production. Last year's champion Tom Macon had moved to F production, so a new champion would be crowned. Steve Sargis, number 18, qualified first in his Triumph Spitfire, but less than 3/10 of a second ahead of the Fiat X19 of Tom Reichenbach, number 3. When the 18-car field took the green, Sargis took the point with Reichenbach in hot pursuit. Reichenbach slowed momentarily in the S's, and 4-time champion Joe Hauser, number 47, and last year's runner-up Kent Prather got by. Prather got by Hauser before the bridge. Reichenbach and Prather traded seconds several times and began reeling in Sargis. Prather grabbed the lead on lap 13 on the back straight. Sargis momentarily regained the lead, only to let Prather by on the back straight. On the last lap, Prather and Sargis swapped the lead and headed for the bridge side by side. Kent Prather of Woodbridge, Virginia, held on to win his second national championship with Sargis in second and Reichenbach in third.
To motorsports fans, the Valvoline Runoffs is a very special week in October. But to the crew who staged the event, it is a year-round job. SCCA Vice President of Special Events, Costa Dunias.
We really want to emphasize that the Runoffs is a premier event of SCCA, and we want to do all the things that make it promotable, make it exciting, and make it fun for the membership.
The running of the Runoffs takes dedication from the SCCA National Office down to the volunteer workers from all over the country who gather to man their stations. In all, it takes over 2,000 people to make the Runoffs work, and just 3 short days after the last lap of the final race, the job of producing next year's Runoffs begins.
The very first thing we'll do is critique the event that we just had, decide if everything worked well, find out what went well and what didn't go well, and start from there. Throughout the year, we work on the supplementary regulations for the event. We work on the invitation process, try to figure out how much money we're going to have for the tow fund, like room reservations, everything. It starts from the ground up, and we build the event every year. We work real closely with the Atlanta region, with Road Atlanta, with the sponsors, everybody that we can to make sure everything works well. It's really amazing. We've been doing this event now for 28 years, and we still have things that come up that surprise us. And I guess it's just a function of the dynamics of the membership changing and the cars changing and those kind of things, because we always have new things happen that we just don't expect.
The Valvoline Runoffs is SCCA's premier club racing event. It serves as the showcase for great racing, a means to decide the national championships, and it's always a good time.
We have a lot of fun here, and I think people should all come do this one time to see what it's like.
Day 2 of the Runoffs began with a chilly fog, but it cleared off for the start of the first race, GT3. A mixed group of cars formed the 24-car field. Mazdas, Nissans, Porsches, Toyota, a Triumph, an Acura, a Volkswagen, a Pinto, a Cosworth Vega, and a Yenko Stinger. Last year's runner-up, John Hagenbuck, number 14, had put his Acura Integra on the pole. On the outside was Fletcher Williams, number 21, and his brightly painted Triumph TR6. At the start, Williams put the venerable TR6 on the point, with Hagenbuck right behind. Steve Clark, number 11, was in third. Under the bridge for the first time, Mike Seifert, number 76, spun, causing Sam Trevette, number 25, and Mike Lewis, number 12, to spin as well. Lewis and Seifert continued, but Trevette's day was over. Hagenbuck took the lead in turn 1. Williams missed the shift in turn 7 and lost several spots. The lead pack of 5 began to pull away. Six-starter Don Walker, number 18, moved up to take the lead and win the $1,000 halfway bonus. Clark ran second, but Hagenbuck and Pete Peterson, number 98, got by. Peterson quickly assumed second. Walker increased his lead by several lengths as Williams returned to the action, taking third from Hagenbuck. At the checkered flag, Don Walker of Portland, Oregon won his first national championship, with Peterson in second and Williams in third. Saturday's second race was Formula Continental, which has been dominated by the Formula Ford 2000 cars for several years. Randy McDaniel, number 80, put his European model Swift on the pole, 1/10 of a second ahead of Canadian Craig Priddle, number 6, in a Renard. A very slow pace down the hill resulted in no green flag. The second starting attempt was successful, and the front of the field went up the hill in grid order. Third starter, Craig Taylor, number 26, pressured Priddle for second and got by on lap number 4. At the halfway point, McDaniel won the money with a 2-second lead over Taylor. Over 5 seconds back, David Webb, number 13, took third from Priddle. Taylor took the lead when McDaniel's engine began to misfire. Webb slowed suddenly, and Mark Abel, number 51, assumed the third spot. Taylor stretched his lead to 8 seconds as Abel and Priddle moved past McDaniel. When the checker flew, Craig Taylor of Plano, Texas, was the Formula Continental National Champion. Abel was second and Priddle third. The final showroom class to crown a champion was Showroom Stock GT. Again, this year, the Chevrolet Camaro was the dominant car in a field that included several Pontiacs, Fords, Mazdas, and Nissans. Defending champion Boris Said III, number 1, had the pole for the second year in a row, qualifying less than 2/10 faster than Mark Simo, number 18. At the green flag, Said took the lead with Simo in second. Andy McDermott, number 19, took a very wide line through turn 1, but continued. Last year's runner-up, Beaver Theodosakis, number 5, overtook Simo on lap 2. Fifth starter, Brian Palcisco, number 66, moved in to take third. Said was showing his domination with a large lead, winning the halfway prize. Simo and Freddie Baker, number 21, traded paint and fourth place for several laps. Simo's brother, Brian, number 14, ended his day in the tires past the bridge while running 11th. On the last lap, Baker passed Palcisco but lost the position at the dip. Boris Said of Darien, Connecticut, won his second straight national championship and a flag-to-flag victory. Theodosakis was again second and Palcisco hung on for third. However, after the tech shed teardowns, third and fourth place Palcisco and Baker were disqualified and Mark Simo was awarded third. D Sports Racing was the next and smallest field to take the track, with only 12 cars. Defending champion Travis Duder, number 82, was on the pole with Soder Slomski, number 38, right beside. At the green flag, Slomski grabbed the lead and was chased by past champion Jeff Miller, number 0, and Duder. On the second lap, Duder passed a slowing Miller. In turn number 7, Duder spun and was hit by Miller, ending the day for both. Bob Urso, number 19, moved up to second, and Mac McDonald, number 22, was third. The front two battled until Slomski missed a shift, and Urso took the point. Slomski regained the lead before Urso spun at turn number 7 and retired soon after. McDonald in second was challenged by 8th starter Mike Rupert, number 7. Slomski won $1,000 at the halfway point, and Rupert took second when McDonald got sideways in turn 7. Tenth starter Roy Maxwell, number 55, had moved up steadily from the start and was in third. Rupert moved in to challenge Slomski, taking the lead when Slomski bobbled. Rupert began pulling away when Slomski retired with drivetrain trouble. Mike Rupert from Hubertus, Wisconsin, won his first national championship in his first season of national racing. Maxwell finished second, coming from the back of the field, and Jim Huell, number 13, finished third. Formula 440 is a growing class that is benefiting from new technology and better cars. The KBS Ramblebee that was debuted at last year's Runoffs was driven by almost half of this year's 23-car field. Wesley Wilfong, number 5, was on the pole with defending champion David Elliott, number 63, on the outside. At the green, they went 4 and 5 wide, but followed Wilfong cleanly through turn number 1. On the second lap, Elliott and his brother Paul, number 62, got by Wilfong. The Elliots were working together to keep Wilfong third. Paul Elliott took the lead as his brother fended off Wilfong in second. Wilfong regained second but couldn't get by Paul Elliott. Under the bridge on lap number 8, David Elliott braked late and knocked Wilfong into a spin. Wilfong pitted and returned right in front of the Elliots, almost a lap down. Paul Elliott won the halfway bonus with brother Dave a short distance behind. Third position fell to Brad Hewlings, number 67, who had his hands full of Keith Drissel in the number 8 car.
Drissel trying to close. He does. He will make a move this time. He did his draft 2 with about 100 yards.
Drissel and Hewlings traded positions several times and were challenged by Mike Brent, number 47. Brent moved up to third but ended his day in the tire wall. In the end, Paul Elliott of Lilburn, Georgia won his first national championship with David Elliott in second and Hewlings holding on to third. F production promised to be a good race. Last year, Larry Moulton ran away with it. This year, the top 7 cars qualified in the same second. Moulton, number 47, again had his brightly painted Turner on the pole. Jeff Lane, number 19, qualified his MG Midget on the outside. The 22-car field got a late green flag, and Moulton led the charge. A lot of paint was traded in turn 1, and 2 cars went off. Dave Bailey's race ended in the tires, and David Stewart, number 94, continued. Moulton led with Dirk Reimer, number 80, in second, and Lane in third. Lane got past Reimer and soon challenged Moulton. Lane assumed the lead at the bridge. Moulton regained the lead and won the $1,000 halfway bonus. Bob Boyd, number 13, watched from third as Lane took the lead. Boyd and Reimer moved up as Moulton dropped several spots. Reimer took the lead from Lane on the back straight. The following lap, the leaders were 3 wide on the back straight, with Boyd taking the front position. Boyd held the point as Reimer and Lane traded second and third. Making a move on the last lap, Reimer spun under the bridge, letting several cars through. At the checkered flag, Bob Boyd of Medway, Massachusetts, won his 3rd national championship. Lane was second and Moulton third. At the awards banquet, Boyd was presented SCCA's prestigious President's Cup for his drive. Formula Atlantic is the fastest of the classes at the runoffs. Although they look similar, differences include ground effects or flat bottoms, tire sizes, and Toyota, Ford, or Volkswagen power. Joseph Hamilton, number 11, put his pink-on-white Swift on the pole next to Richard Schoenfeld's number 71 Swift. When the 15-car field took the green, Schoenfeld took the lead with Hamilton right behind. Third starter Jordan Harris, number 78, took second from Hamilton. Robert Young, number 31, and Stanley Kleva, number 30, came together in turn number 1, but both continued. Harris took the lead on the back straight, but Schoenfeld stayed in his shadow. Hamilton took second, then passed Harris for the lead. Hamilton won the $1,000 prize, while second was traded back and forth between Schoenfeld and Harris. Eighth starter Dan Carmichael had moved up to watch from fourth. Hamilton built his lead to over 8 seconds as he turned laps under his qualifying time. Harris spun at turn 7 and continued but lost 2 positions. Carmichael in third moved up to challenge Schoenfeld, but time ran out. Joseph Hamilton of Sarasota, Florida won his first national championship handily, as Schoenfeld was second and Carmichael third. Formula Atlantic is usually considered a class for younger drivers. This year's medal winners were 40, 50, and 71, respectively. The final race of the runoff second day was GT2. Last year's race was a thrilling nose-to-tail battle between David Finch and John Finger. This year, both have returned, and there are a few more players in the game. Finch, number 86, again put his Porsche 944S on the pole. Alongside sat Doug Arneo, number 20, in his Porsche 914-6. The fast-moving 17-car field got the green flag, and Finch grabbed the lead with fourth-starter Finger, number 61, right behind. Finch began to pull away as third starter Matt Minich, number 26, took second from Finger. Dan Salmon, number 9, moved his Lotus Elan past Finger's RX-7. On lap number 8, Finch headed for the bridge and his engine stopped running, ending his race. Minich inherited the top spot with Salmon second and Arneo in third. Arneo moved past Salmon and was challenging Minich when he was touched by Salmon and sent into the wall. The pace car came out while Arneo's car was removed. Salmon's engine stopped running temporarily in turn number 7, putting him at the back of the pack. When the green returned, it was a closely bunched 2-lap sprint to the championship. Minich held the lead with a Toyota of Dwayne Davis, number 11, and Finger right behind. Davis pulled alongside the leader, but Minich held the line under the bridge. At the end, Matt Minich won his first national championship with Davis in second and Finger third.
Even though the Runoffs is an amateur racing event, its significance attracts international media attention. This year, 269 media credentials were issued. That's almost one for every 2 drivers. The group included writers, announcers, video, film, and still photographers representing newspapers, magazines, television, movies, and sponsors from several countries. The heaviest coverage is by Sports Car Magazine, the official publication of the SCCA. Sports Car devotes most of 2 issues to the runoffs, a pre-race issue with predictions and a post-event issue with results. The job of making Sports Car's predictions went to contributing editor Laura Cully.
I call a minimum of 5 people in the class who are doing well at the time the picks are made, and ask them. I depend upon them for information as to what's going on throughout the country.
Armed with facts, statistics, and a keen sense for the SCCA's national racing scene, Cully took on the task of predicting the future.
A lot of it is just gut feel and luck and pulling them out of a hat, because you'll normally whittle it down to about 5 to 6 people who really can be in the winner's circle, and then it's just a matter of what it feels like from there. And it's either wrong or it's right.
How accurate were Cully's predictions? She picked 8 of 22 winners exactly. 7 more came from her top 3 finalists, and all but 1 were from her list of contenders. An extraordinary record. But Ms. Cully is not exactly a novice handicapper. Her 19 years of Runoffs experience as a spectator, entrant, and writer gives her a certain advantage. Even Runoffs veterans were in for something new Sunday, the final day of competition. The sun returned to guarantee a good day for racing, and the program began with a 12-lap Shelby Can-Am exhibition race.
22 of the 35 Shelby Can-Ams built gathered for the exhibition race. Bob Lobenberg, number 16, qualified on the pole, averaging over 102 miles per hour, 7/10 of a second ahead of Bob Gardner in the number 41 machine. The name of Lobenberg's sponsor, Equal, seemed a fitting theme for the identical Spec car's first race. Lobenberg brought the field toward the starter at a snail's crawl and grabbed the lead at the first sight of the green. The leader was closely pursued by Gardner and 4th starter R. David Jones, number 11. Lobenberg held an 8-second lead when he gathered the $1,000 bonus at the halfway point. Mid-pack, the position battles were tight, but the lead positions held to the finish. Bob Lobenberg of Lafayette, California, a past Formula Ford champion and GTP driver, won the inaugural race and gave a little insight on driving the Shelby Can-Am.
It's a very fun car to drive. It has the same type of handling characteristics as a full-size GTP car, mainly because of its weight and its tire size. And I think it's going to make the club a real nice race car.
The first championship race on Sunday's card was E-Production, a field of 23 cars with older, traditional sports car names. Porsche 356, 912 and 914, Lotus 7, MGB, Triumph TR3 and 4, and Datsun 2000. Jerry Hinkle, number 66, put his Lotus 7 on the pole with the Datsun Roadster of Rock Vest, number 38, alongside. After a good start, Hinkle and Vest began the battle up the hill. Defending champion Joe Cogbill, number 96, put his Porsche in the battle at the front. Vest got by Hinkle as the Lotus slowed and Cogbill took the lead on the back straight. This race was shaping up like last year's duel when Vest chased Cogbill to the checker. Cogbill and Vest pulled away from the pack as Robert Kirby, number 22, chased in third. Kirby caught the leaders on lap 7, but spun, and Charles Coker, number 63, took over third. Cogbill won the $1,000 bonus at the halfway point, but his mirrors were filled with Vest's black and gold. Lap 12, Vest got to the inside at the dip on the back straight and took the lead. 11th starter Jack Wheeler, number 11, moved through the field to pressure Coker for third. Cogbill regained the lead as Vest bobbled at turn 7. Coker spun in turn 1 and Wheeler took over third. A battle for fourth formed between the TR3 of Hardy Prentice, number 14, and the 356 of Vic Skirmitz, number 70. On the last lap, the leaders approached the bridge. Cogbill was making the Porsche as wide as possible, and Vest made his final shot. The cars came together, spun, and tumbled along the tire wall. Both drivers got out of their cars uninjured as a surprised Jack Wheeler of Columbus, Indiana, came through to win his first national championship. Prentice took second, and Skirmins was third. The Sports 2000 National Championship was contested by a small field of just 16 cars. The class is dominated by two manufacturers, with 2/3 of the entries in Swifts and 1/3 driving Lolas. Lolas sat in the front row as Jay Hill, number 2, sat on the pole, and Tom Schweitz, number 64, on the outside. At the green, Schweitz grabbed the lead and headed the pack on the first lap. Hill was second and Jeff McCusker was third. Coming under the Nissan bridge for the first time, Schweitz was touched by Hill and spun into the tires. Schweitz quickly rejoined the race but lost his nose section and a great deal of the aerodynamics that go with it. Hill inherited the lead with number 7 McCusker in second and Kurt Catello, number 93, in third. 10th starter Greg Lobel, number 84, had already moved to fourth. Hill, who has won several Pro Sports 2000 races this season, including Road Atlanta, began to dominate by pulling ahead of the second-place battle. Ken Kroger, number 72, moved past LaBelle and Catallo to fight McCusker for second. Hill won the $1,000 halfway bonus with a 6-second lead over a 5-way battle for second. Kroger took hold of second and slowly began to chip away at Hill's lead. But at the checkered flag, Jay Hill of Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, had won his first national championship by a 1.8-second margin over Kroger. Catello was third. Formula Ford has always been a class to watch for serious driver dueling. The nearly identical cars bring a higher competition level with no time to relax and little time to breathe. Swift has been the manufacturer of dominance for nearly a decade. This year, 22 of the first 25 qualifiers drove Swifts. Stan Towns, number 6, placed his Swift on the pole, and Tony Kester, number 99, was on the outside in a modified 88 Renard. At the start, all eyes were on the first turn, but the pack made it cleanly through. Towns led the nose-to-tail parade with Kester in second and defending champion Richard Bomber, number 1, in third. Towns locked his brakes at turn 7, letting Kester, Bomber, and Jim Oseth, number 16, pass. On lap 3, Bomber overtook Kester in turn 1. But Kester got by Bomber on the back straight. Bomber spun at the top of the S's, forcing Oseth off course as well. Sixth starter Bob Knox, number 2, dropped into second with 11th starter Kevin West, number 81, in third. Kester increased his lead to 4 seconds as West, Knox, and Towns fought for second spot. Knox spun and soon pitted. Kester won the halfway money and stretched his lead. Breaking the Swift lock on Formula Ford, Tony Kester of Michigan City, Indiana, won the national championship by 8 seconds over West in second and Towns in third. C Sports Racing was one of the smallest fields at the runoffs, but was considered open game as perennial champion Tom Foster was conspicuously absent. Foster's Tracer teammate Chuck Billington, number 49, grabbed the pole with Ron Wilcox, number 70, on the outside in a march. The group took the green flag in a fast start as Al Beasley, number 44, shot from 4th to 1st, followed by Billington. Lon McKinstry, number 72, and William Freilich, number 8, got tangled at the start, but both continued. Billington overtook Beasley on the downhill past the bridge. Third starter Robert Snyder, number 2, put his beautiful yellow Lola past Beasley for 2nd in turn 1. Billington's Tracer hit stride and ran away from the pack, taking the $1,000 bonus. Far behind Billington, the battle for 2nd was on. Wilcox slipped past Beasley and began pressuring Snyder for 2nd. Wilcox overtook Snyder in turn 1. In turn 7, Wilcox touched a slower car and lost several positions. Chuck Billington of Modesto, California won his 2nd national championship by the largest margin of the weekend. Snyder was 2nd and Beasley finished 3rd. The ground-pounding GT1 cars are always popular, and the influx of Trans Am and IMSA technology has upped the ante out front. After a strong showing as a rookie at last year's runoffs, Steve Petty, number 87, placed his Camaro on the pole. Flip Groggins, number 88, placed his Buick Regal Turbo on the outside of the front row. When the 17-car field took the green flag, Groggins jumped out and took the point. Petty followed close behind, with Runoffs rookie Courtney Smith in the 00 in 3rd. Petty passed Groggins in turn 1 and built a small margin. As the lead pair began to draw away, Smith had his mirrors full of the Camaro of Brett Kaufman, number 73. Traffic became a factor for the leaders as Petty made contact with a slower car in the S's. Petty won the $1,000 bonus for leading at halfway, but Groggins was lurking right behind. After swapping positions for several laps, Kaufman was able to stay in front of Smith for 3rd. When the checker fell, Steve Petty of San Ramon, California, was the GT1 national champion. Groggins was 2nd and Kaufman 3rd. The final championship decided at the runoffs was Spec Racer. The 39-car field was the weekend's largest and most evenly matched race. It was anyone's game. Victor Calderon, number 26, grabbed the pole, just 5/100ths of a second ahead of Larry Schumacher, number 68. When the green flag was shown, the battle royal began. Calderon led the pack through turn number 1 with 3rd starter Warren Stillwell, number 28, in 2nd.
Here we go.
Through the S's, the pack was fighting fiercely, and Tom Wareham, number 77, and John Jernigan Jr., number 84, came together. 7th starter Kyle Konzer, number 27, got a good start and jumped from 4th to 2nd in turn number 1. Conzer put a nose in front of Calderon at the dip, but couldn't make it stick. A few laps later, Conzer passed Calderon, but lost the spot in the dip. The lead duel pulled away from the third-place clash, and Conzer got by Calderon for the final time. A four-way battle for third included Schumacher, Clay Sylvester, number 4, Jack Willis, number 49, and Jeff Beck, number 39. Conzer won the $1,000 halfway bonus, with Calderon just a few beats behind. 23rd starter Keith Scharf, number 11, had been steadily gaining positions until he was locked into a struggle for the bronze medal. Calderon got out of shape when passing a slower car, but held his position. At the checker, Kyle Conzer of Waterford, Michigan, had won his first national championship, with Calderon in second. The battle for the bronze was won by Scharf, who was also awarded the Road Racing Drivers Club Mark Donahue Award for his charge from 23rd to 3rd.
As the dust settled after Sunday's final race, the track fell silent. The week's purpose was served, the champions crowned, and the small city began to break up. The sounds of muffled tow cars and transporters were prevalent, each headed for home. As always, the runoffs were filled with on- and off-course action. Fortunately, this year there were no serious injuries. Racing would not be racing if drivers did not push themselves and their equipment to the limit. Sometimes they go beyond the limit and do the off-course ballet. Over 550 drivers earned the right to compete for their national championships, but only 22 stood atop the victory platform wearing gold medals. They have taken the victory lap. They have sprayed the champagne. They are the national champions. racing season's grand finale summoned thousands of racers, workers, families, and spectators